I'm so excited to see all of your beautiful faces this morning. We are going to have an absolutely amazing weekend. Today, we are going to celebrate the power, the passion, and the purpose of women and men, leaders and trailblazers in their professions and in their community. And I am so excited for all of our amazing speakers today and all of the things that we are going to learn here at Revive and Thrive 2025.
It was a rough time in Manhattan. Social distancing was challenging because we're all very close to each other. And grocery stores, if you're not familiar with grocery stores in Manhattan, are small. So if you want to go get some eggs and somebody's in front of you and you are 12 feet from them and they want to look in every single carton, it could take you 30 minutes. So our local grocery store opened up 24/7 so that people could stagger when they were shopping. So I got masked up, gloved up, and I went to my local grocery store. And I would get my basket of food, go to the checkout, and Pamela, the checkout woman, she would look in my basket. She was in full hair and makeup, lashes, mask. And she said, "Tricia, it looks like you're making enchiladas and you do not have enough avocados. Let's go get some more avocados." She made me feel seen, normal, and to this day will always and forever be an influential voice. She was checking me out at the grocery store. That's the kind of impact I'm talking about when it comes to being an influential voice.
Transformation begins when you decide you are worthy.
Sometimes we just need to write without censoring ourselves. It's probably not going to be perfect. It's not going to necessarily be pretty when there's no filter, no second guessing. But sometimes the messiest message is the one that lights a fire in someone else's soul. I've learned many lessons in all my years of writing. Like when you share and write about your accomplishments, people are going to celebrate with you and they're going to be inspired. But people connect with your struggle, those hidden moments that you don't necessarily share, the times that you almost gave up but you didn't. People celebrate with you, but they see themselves in your fight. And that's where it resonates. And also where it empowers. Where it helps people feel less alone, more capable. Those are the stories that can really lift people up. And then they go on to impact someone else. And then it begins, the ripple.
You are influencing people around you all the time.
I love that you asked me this question because definition of rebel leadership doesn't mean just shaking things up for the heck of it, right? It's not creating chaos for chaos sake like we see a lot. It is abandoning the norms in corporations and business practice that still exist that don't work. They don't work. How we're supposed to lead doesn't work. And what happens is that all those people that get promoted just replicate what they see other people doing. And so rebel leadership means having the courage to do something different, to find what works, to not be trapped by, well, this is business, we're not supposed to do that. And, or, this is the one I get a lot, well, we have to make money here. Again, yes, But actually, the environments and the culture that are supported by the principles of rebel leadership actually are more successful and make more money. So again, that's not mutually exclusive. So rebel leadership is abandoning the norms of what we see, of what still is so pervasive. And like when I get people to kind of embrace this a little bit and then they go back into that culture in their company or their business, they get pulled right back in. Norms are so powerful, and I'm on a mission to break that norm and really create a movement around rebel leadership.
Every story matters.
That brings me to Chitra. When I first spoke with her, I was really blown away by not only her clarity, but her groundedness. And she gets it. She gets that people struggle not because they don't want abundance. We all want abundance. We all know it's there, but because they don't know how to implement what they're learning and really make it happen. So she created this simple and powerful 5-step framework, which she's going to teach you today, and help you manifest what you really want and actually make it stick. This is a woman who walks her talk. I know you're going to walk away today feeling both inspired and equipped. Please help me welcome Chitra Rochlani.
And the truth is, we don't need to learn hacks or rituals to manifest anything. We need to understand that the law of attraction is always working. Do we ever test the law of gravity to make sure it's always working? No, right? We just know that it's working. But why do we work so hard to hack into this law of attraction and not assume that it's already working? All of you attracted this event in your life today. You are here because you needed this day to give to yourself, right? You needed to learn and grow and be around other powerful people, other inspiring people. So law of attraction is always working. Now, how do I get to a place where I'm in alignment with the law of attraction? That's where we're gonna go into the SMILE framework, right? But before that, let's ask ourselves one question. What are we manifesting currently? And do we like it or not?
She asked me a question that really floored me. She said, "What's your replication cost?" I'm like, huh? What? What's that? She said, "Your replication cost. What would it take for someone to replicate what you know and what you provide?" She's like, if somebody decides not to work with you, not to pay for your services, what you're charging, what would it take for them to go get that all themselves? Stop me in my tracks. Gotta be honest. She's asking me to account for all the years, the investments, the lessons, the growth, and actually add it up. Okay. So I started to think about it. 35 plus years experience working in corporate America and as an entrepreneur, building and scaling my own business from nothing and helping clients do the same. Experience working inside multi-million and billion-dollar companies. Experience in product development, customer service, leadership, training, re-engineering business processes. 1,600 companies across 8 industries that I've worked with. Over 6,000 presentations. I know you've heard some of these metrics already. And over 4,000 people trained. Nearly $1 million, maybe more, in my own education, learning, development, certifications, mentorship, and personal and professional development. And that just scratches the surface because some things you can't even quantify, right? I've lived it, I've built it, I've learned, I've failed over and over and over again. And the truth is, if someone passed on working with me, they'd have to dedicate decades, not just dollars, to replicate that. You hold the power.
I am that my commitment is so strong that it makes waves. I am that my ability to create and attract the life that I want is infinite. I am the truth, and that sets myself and others free. I am that I only say yes to the things that matter, and I'm fully present. I am a servant leader. I am that when I speak, lives are impacted for the better. I am that when I listen, others feel more seen and more heard than they have ever felt before. I am possibility. I am transformation. I am that what others think about me is none of my effing business. I am unoffendable. I am that my body is my sanctuary, and I'm more committed to my health now than I've ever been. I am a strong and vibrant energy. I am that I belong in the presence of greatness, and I am that greatness is attracted to me. I am unwavering patience and love for my wife, Jonna, and my 2 boys, Leo and Rome. I am all of that, and I'm no better than anyone else.
Because there is a bridge that needs to be crossed.
Inclusion is just hospitality, plain and simple. It's not a program. It's not a checkbox. It's hospitality. It's that moment when somebody walks into your space, whatever space that is, and you say, "Come in, I see you. You're welcome here." You know hospitality. You've lived it. You've provided it. You wouldn't host a dinner party and refuse to seat certain people. Ignore dietary restrictions. Act like some guests are lucky to even be there. You do the opposite. You'd say, "What do you need?" You'd prepare for their arrival. You'd make sure everyone felt seen and at ease. You do this instinctively in your homes and many of your spaces, I'm sure, every single day. That's inclusion. That's belonging.
Because I no longer have to hide behind that mask.
The anxiety was so bad, but in that moment, something changed. I had been saying to myself over and over, how do I get rid of this sensation? I'm drowning. But instead, what I sat on that bed and I did was I raised my arms and I literally looked up and I said out loud, "I surrender." I surrender to a lot of things, trying to control and outpace this anxiety. I surrender to trying to control outcomes. I surrendered to the fact that the universe had a plan, and I needed to just start to ride the wave and stop fighting it. In that moment of that quiet, something happened. I felt liberated, I felt lighter, and I realized that invisible backpack I told you about was sitting right next to me. And I had this opportunity to start to unpack it and get curious. So instead of asking myself over and over and over again, how do I get rid of this part? I hate this part of myself. I got curious. And the new question was, what is this anxiety trying to tell me? That question changed everything for me. Because when I had that moment of surrender and I was accessing that backpack that I'd been carrying since 1984, totally unknowingly, and that anxiety was in there, I realized there was more than just anxiety.
The closer you get to your true spirit, the more opportunities start to open up.
I believe in collective power and small, courageous acts and business as a force for good. and really committing to that and leaning in that, because what you do makes a difference. What you do personally, what you do as a company, in a business, or whatever, it makes a difference. So in this branding exercise, I started to think about, okay, how can we take the success that we've had as a company, almost 20 years? We've helped people and companies transform and training them and coaching them and all these things, but how could this success feed or serve something bigger than us? And so this chapter is creating this Give Back program. So 2 organizations that I'm committing to are Feeding America and No Kid Hungry. They really focus on children, supporting vulnerable populations, but especially children. And what I'm committing to is 1% of all sales will be donated to either of these organizations. So, you know, it's a rally to have everyone support that and know that as a company that is working with us, that you are doing good by supporting a company that does this conscious consumerism and collective power that we have to make choices with companies that are impacting for good, because it truly can have an impact.
Write your story, speak your story, and shine, because you are the star.
What an extraordinary journey we have shared today at the 2025 Revive and Thrive Empowerment Summit. We are leaving this space more inspired, more connected, and readier than ever to rise to the next level. To our powerful speakers, thank you for pouring your wisdom into this room. To our attendees, thank you for showing up with open minds and willingness to expand your hearts. And to the amazing lady behind this event, Maria DeLorenzis Reyes, and her incredible team, your dedication and purpose-driven leadership have made this day absolutely unforgettable. Remember this before we go. Reviving your passion and thriving in your purpose is a lifestyle. Take what you have learned here, the connections you have made here, and carry that energy forward in your life. Until we meet again, keep rising, keep leading with heart, and keep thriving. Thank you for a wonderful day.